Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Chang Po Ching, absolutely fantastic. Great entertainer, and we've been so thankful to have Chang as part of our game days at Nissan Arena for quite a few seasons now for Suncorp Super Netball. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please. Those of you up the back. That's not too bad. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Good evening and welcome. This is the 2021 Queensland Firebirds Awards night, and what a night it is going to be. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Woody. Thank you so much again for having me courtside at all of our games at Nissan Arena. It is an absolute honour to work with you. Absolutely love the game and love our team. So let's get ready to celebrate a wonderful season. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, as we always like to do before we start any event that we do with the wonderful Queensland Firebirds and with Netball Queensland, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we celebrate tonight, pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people that are sharing this special evening with us, either here or at home. And we do want to make reference to those of you that are at home because we are streaming the event, so hello at home. It is great to have you here tonight. Whether you be from the commercial partners side of the fence, members side of the fence, or collectively, as we all are, fans of our Queensland Firebirds. We thank you for your unwavering support in 2021. We dedicate everything that we do to those of you, everyone that helps us get through the season, the unsung heroes, so to speak, and those that shout the loudest every time we get to play at home at Nissan Arena. So for those of you that are at home, hello again. It is great to have you here. I hope you've got your food ordered. It is getting delivered. Pizza, good choice. Or you've got the champers out and the cheese board is there in front of you now. So let's get ready to celebrate the 2021 season and their achievements. And it truly was another roller coaster. Don't we love them? Strap yourselves in at the start of every season. We are bound to have some epic highs and a couple of speed bumps on the road of life. But that's okay. We wouldn't have it any other way. How could we forget round one, that first game, and the first team to go into extra time? We had some amazing wins, some narrow losses. We met some new teammates. And again, just for something different in 2021, well, we went into another hub, a hubble, a gathering of teams, whatever you want to call it. But it was great for netball fans of Queensland because it meant we had so many games to go and check out at Nissan Arena or through our wonderful broadcast partners. Some amazing new team connections we made in season 2021 and a blistering run home that saw us ever so close to scoring a finals berth. And despite missing this year ever so closely, we couldn't be prouder of our amazing purple team who stayed focused, fierce, and showed that trademark strength of family. And that's what it's all about. The spirit of this great young team couldn't be broken. Week in and week out, the Queensland Firebirds played with flair. And another word that I want to use, and it's a word that I think we've all come to recognise and love about our Firebirds, unpredictability. And that's what makes it so exciting. It's what is so great about turning up week in and week out, or even if you're just watching at home, you never know what you're going to get. And of course, that keeps the opponents guessing, and it just shows the amazing talent, depth, and development that we have in our team. And it certainly did see so many people come back when we could to Nissan Arena to watch our wonderful team play. Tonight, it's all about celebrating achievements of our great team. The Members Player of the Year Award, the Spirit Award, the Players Player of the Year Award, and of course the big one, the crown jewel, the Laura Geitz Medal, the Queensland Firebirds MVP, the 2021 Player of the Year, the best of the best. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look to the big screen and see what it's all about.
Most Valuable Player award is the pinnacle award for our season. It's the award that recognises a player who has consistently performed on court, has not only outshone their opponents, but has continually improved their own game across the season. This year, our amazing partners at Legacy have created a special pendant which will be presented to the recipient of the MVP award for 2019.
Legassic's really proud to partner with the Queensland Firebirds to create this piece. Legassic's a family-owned business and they've been creating jewellery for over 25 years for local people of Queensland and all over Australia as well. So with this particular piece, we really wanted to design something that was, that would represent the Queensland Firebirds, and you could look at it and it would be a piece that was like, really symbolic of their logo and their colours, but also a piece that a woman could wear every day and feel comfortable in it, but have a few unique elements to it that could also be a conversation starter. So people might look at it and be interested by the design and ask questions about it. And that's what a great piece of jewellery does. It invokes conversation, but it's also functional and nice to wear.
When Catherine called me to invite me to the Firebirds Gala, she then started talking about the Firebirds MVP Award, which has always obviously been known as that, and that they had decided that this was the first year that they were going to name the medal after myself. Firebirds was such a big part of my life for a decade, so to now obviously be out of the inner sanctum, so to speak, but to be referenced in that way is something that is really, really special for me and particularly my family as well, which were a huge part of my journey. People look at your performance and think that you can produce great results under pressure, and that's what it takes. And to me, that's what the MVP of the Firebirds is the person that can stand up in those pressure moments and deliver something, and that's a really special thing to be able to be a part of and to be in a group that alongside many wonderful girls that have achieved the same thing.
A big thanks to Laura Geitz and, of course, Legassic, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. That is a beautiful piece of jewellery, and it'll be very exciting to see who will take home the award in 2021. So let's get underway. This is going to be great. I'd like to welcome Queensland Firebirds Director of High Performance, Demelza Fellows, to officially get things underway.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends. He tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart and broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the roaring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. And it's real when we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill.
Holy moly, I need a minute after that. I want to go back and do it all over again, and I was just over there on the peripherals, so amazing. How good was that? Thank you very much, gang, for putting that together. I literally am dying on the inside of joy. It's an honour to be here to welcome you all this evening to our Night of All Nights, the auspicious Laura Geitz Medal and Queensland Firebirds Awards for 2021. But more than anything, it's a celebration of the season that was. Every single year that we get to do what we love so much, play netty for an amazing club in amazing colours with amazing people, is an insane honour. And here we get to come together as a group at home, online, and also in the room, and just celebrate that and honour each other and come together as the club that we are, and just be awesome because we're purple. So welcome tonight, everybody. We have some awesome people in the room. We have our board director in Mitch Murphy. We have our beautiful chairman, Ian Fulliger, who's at home in quarantine in Melbourne. Sorry, Ian, but we're thinking of you and we miss you, and all of our other board directors who aren't here with us tonight. We have the Netball Queensland executive team, including our CEO, Catherine Clark, over there. The performance team and the players of the Queensland Firebirds, some of our partners, our incredible staff from Netball Queensland, all here. So welcome to this event. I would like to also follow on from Woody and acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands that we're all meeting, and acknowledge and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who are in the room. Well, crikey Moses, what an incredible year for the Queensland Firebirds. Right back in November, we pulled together a brand new performance team, a delicious new head coach, got the squad back together, and a couple of weeks felt later, there we were on court. So we blink and miss it, and we're here again. So wasn't it fantastic? We had a lot of obstacles and topsy-turvy things thrown at us along the way, for everything from mini hubs, big hubs, clandestine visits to Adelaide in the middle of the night. Are we going somewhere? Are we not going somewhere? We have new superstars or old superstars back to the club, and I mean that in Georgie Treloar, of course, and Bobby Boetta. We welcome back some really lovely, friendly faces. We had some good results, amazing results, some results that we never want to speak about again. We were able to play some home games in front of our amazing members. We only had a couple that were under closed doors. We got to deliver a full SSN season, and of course, host everyone back here in our beautiful Nissan Arena. So please just take a moment, put your hands together for another amazing SSN season in 2021. Tonight's event itself, under trying circumstances, and I'm not going to lie, when that local acquired case or whatever in Bundamba or something, I was like, don't you dare. I was like, not today, Anastasia. But I do want to also thank the Netball Queensland team, Camille, Shans and Sayers, everybody, for putting together a beautiful event for us, so that we could get together and celebrate. No year is ever the same, no team, no circumstances are ever the same, and we know that more so now than ever before. So I just want to thank you for allowing us to come together and to get pretty. It's my favourite part. Have a bubble or two. I hope you guys at home have got your bubbles or something sparkly on, the pizza coming, or if the dietitian might say some dumplings, whatever it is, you're celebrating at home with us. So thank you very, very much. I've got some other special people that we really want to thank for the year. They're going to probably be raised and mentioned a few times. Our performance team, really, really amazing group of people. Sharon, Katie, Sam, I'm going to miss everybody's name. So I just want to say thank you myself and welcome. And George, of course, Bryn, the whole team, you know how much you're loved. Juzzy, I can see you right there. Yes, you too. But thank you very much to our performance team. Thank you very much to the players who are in the room. You're all incredible, and we really love you, and thank you for your commitment, your dedication, and everything that you've done for us this year. Thank you to Ash, our manager, who's leaving. That's another side note. And also a big thank you to an extended part of our team is our beautiful commercial partner family. We've got a new chief of our partner family this year in Horizon, and we're really, really proud to have that huge Queensland company blazoned across the front of our dress, and we hope to continue that partnership for a really long time. AV Jennings, Black Book AI, new partners, Oporto, the University of Queensland, incredible partners of ours, Oporto, sometimes too good a partner of ours. Suncorp, of course, a league and local, Nissan League and local, Mount Franklin and Powerade. James Squire, please enjoy your James Squires and other things this evening. Not the athletes, of course, kids, they're very healthy, they're having the Mount Franklins. I'd also like to extend our thanks to our amazing, incredible, and words can't explain netball community, the Purple family, our members who turn up. You turn up to other people's games as well as ours, so we thank you for who you are. We can't wait to have I think we've got an event planned in October that we get to come and hang out with you guys and thank you and love you for everything. We're super pleased that Suncorp Super Netball allowed us to have as many matches as we could, that you could come in and be there right with us in the trenches. So we thank you. We look forward to you re-signing your membership for 2022 and beyond, and upgrading if you wish. We also want to thank and also welcome, if you're online or in the room, our volunteer family, all the staff, the Nissan Arena venue staff, the casuals, the volunteers, NQ people that go inside and out, and anyone who's touched the Firebirds in any sort of way, whether it be just by watching us on the TV. We really do thank you and welcome you here tonight and online to celebrate this event with us. For those who might not have known, 2021 was 25 years for the Queensland Firebirds. Some of us have floated in and out over the years or been with us since day one. Whether it is someone down at Metro at 8 years old who's been watching us for 25 years and ended up wearing the dress, to those who might have come in and out of the club, I know how much this club is absolutely adored and loved around the world. And I think to not be able to celebrate the 25 years as we would have liked was a bit of a bummer, but don't you worry, Queenslanders know how to party and we'll find a way to bring that back next year. Just like my 40th, which is now only 39B because of COVID, will be 25A next year. So again, we look forward to having you back. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the evening. I'm so pumped to be able to honour and to see who's going to take away the big awards. But really, it's everybody who's going to win tonight, because we're a part of the best club. We wear the best colours and we're part of the Purple family, which is fantastic. So enough from me. Enjoy your special night. Welcome again, and go Firebirds.
Demelza Fellows, ladies and gentlemen, who we will see again before the night is done. And I can't, I must admit that you're right. I think there was a massive sigh of relief. And if the Health Minister, Yvette Darth, is watching tonight, I mean this with the greatest level of respect. But when I saw you do the announcement this morning about the COVID news, I was going, oh, thank God for that, because they only pull out the big guns for a lockdown. So we love you, Yvette. Let's get underway. As always, throughout the live stream, we'll be highlighting rounds of the 2021 Suncorp Super Netball season. We'll be updating the leaderboard throughout the night, so you can sort of follow along at home and see how this is going, or follow along here and see how nail-bitingly close this gets as to who will be taking home the Laura Geitz Medal, the Queensland Firebirds MVP. Now, the selection panel this year was made up of head coach Megan Anderson and assistant coach Claire Ferguson. At the conclusion of each round, using a 3-2-1 system, sounds very familiar, but it works, they allocated points to the player that they believed was the most valuable on court. Now, at the end of all 14 rounds, the player with the highest point tally will take home the Laura Geitz Medal for the MVP of the 2021 season. So to kick it all off, let's go all the way back and take a look, a little recap of rounds 1 to 4.
Super shot in the 2020 season.
Substitution happened. Ball was down the other end. Gretel Boeta back into the goal attack position. Tipperdwan.
As centre pass.
Beautiful work, Gabby Simpson.
And the Birds lead. Just 7 minutes in.
There with that attacking combination as Kimberly Jenner comes through and takes a screamer.
Defence. Boeta in the super shot. Again, Maddie Turner out of play.
McDonald get the opportunity for herself as Rebellion puts a beautiful pass. Hold your breath. Turns back and Suncorp Super Bowl goes. She's sweet from long range. Is the radar on? Tippett might of wing attacks as she stays on. Oh, and a nice over the top. Tests out the Boeta slip through it. They want her on the court, that's for sure, but she's not a Barbie brought out of the party trick to celebrate Mother's Day. The Firebirds said, we're running goal for goal, it's not good enough. We're so instrumental in this performance. Oh, double play, it's pretty, there's no one there to challenge it. In and around bodies and structures, she loves nothing better than to hunt. And another one. Era hard block, a good.
Couple of touches of the ball early, and then Gabby Simpson comes flying. Through the middle, the quick connection. Rebellion finds her in the end. Well, Ramelda Aiken shows the layup to finish now for the Giants. Under pressure. Oh, Gabby Simpson like this. Through the front from Boeta. Check it to Rebellion. Oh, again.
Oh, gosh. Oh, the speed. Oh, it's all too easy again here.
Rectal. That's a better finish. You can tell the with ball will be hard to find. Oh, excuse me. Great for the Giants. This time Aiken. Oh, there you go. And she thumps the slide drive from Duetta. It's hard work, isn't it? Good over ball here. Oh, there it is. On cue.
Now she does. Monster score coming up.
85. Needs some net points from Kim Rebellion Love.
Oh, who's there?
Rebellion a couple of fakes and finds Aiken. Nowhere near home for Romelda Aiken. Oh,
And that's the problem.
went down. A little bit of windy. Here's a Suncorp Super Shot champion and nails it. Likes the spot. Really.
Wow, some absolute crackers there from Tipper at the end there, nailing the old Suncorp Super Shot. So great to see some of those memories again too from those early rounds. So, now the leaderboard. After the opening 4 rounds, you can see it there, and you can see that Romelda has bumped along to number 1. 12 votes, hot on her tail, and having a great start to the year. Of course, Kimmy J and Kim Rebellion as well. But of course, it is very early days, and we'll be keeping you up to date right throughout the night as we work our way towards the unveiling of the winner of the Laura Geitz Medal for 2021. I'd now like to call upon our fearless leader, ladies and gentlemen, captain of the Queensland Firebirds, for the captain's address, Gabby Simpson!
Hey everyone. In true athlete style, I've got my pieces of paper with strapping tape holding it together, so this speech is ready to rock and roll. It's so great to be here and celebrate the year that's been with everyone here and everyone online, so thank you for tuning in and thank you for all your support throughout the year. I want to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we stand, the Turrbal and Jagera people. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. So, to begin this speech, because this year has been absolutely crazy, I thought it was absolutely vital to thank the amazing people that have made this happen. So I want to start with thanking our amazing sponsors and our amazing partners. You not only allowed us to go out on court and actually catch and pass the netball, which is quite hard in this day and age with the constant changes, but one of the biggest things that you also allow us to do is get out to the community, to everywhere, every little inch of Queensland, and have an impact on young females and males throughout the whole of the state. And I think if you go back to the regional road tour that we started at the start of this year, it was incredible to be able to do clinics that were powered by Suncorp team girls. We did barbecues that were powered by Origin. There was Mount Franklin water everywhere, and the only reason we could get around was because we had our Nissan cars. Jem and I were in Gladstone, and we had the Horizon staff come and chat with us. It is just so amazing that we have a community that's greater than just in Brisbane, and our sponsors and our partners are allowing us to be able to get out there and reach all of these amazing people. So other people that I haven't mentioned so far, we've got the Blackbook.ai, HCF, James Squires, UQ, that's personally been helping me for 11 years of a physio degree, but also has been on board with the Firebirds for many, many years. And also AV Jennings. So a big thank you to all of our sponsors and our partners. Next up is our fans and our members. How huge have you been for us, especially this year, but across many, many years that have gone. The passion that you show for us, the optimism that you show for us. We are so lucky that we got to spend the last half of this year with you guys every single game. But not only that, the way that you have shown compassion and help to the clubs that have come to Brisbane, that you've shown that same passion for them. I was at the grand final the other week, yes, it was heartbreaking not to be us, but you guys were there just as loud, just as proud for these two teams that were from different states, and they appreciate that just as much. So a huge thank you to our members and our fans for making Queensland the best place to come and play some sport. To our volunteers, so many games in just 2 years that you guys have turned up for. We turn up, we walk down the aisle when we first arrive at our games, and your familiar smiling faces make it just all the more family-like. You make us feel comfortable. When we come off at halftime, you're the ones that say, "You can do it, let's go." And it is so incredible. The same thing happens above ground, that we aren't there. We're with the fans. You make your familiar faces make this an incredible place to play netball. So thank you so much to our volunteers. Now, when I reflect on the season that's been, 2 words come to mind. 1, I'm excited. And 2, I'm proud. I'm excited because it was only in the second half of the year that we really tapped into our potential, and we came 5th. Only just. I'm excited that the lessons that we learnt to get us to that point is going to set us up for some awesome things. And I'm super excited that every single person here is so pumped, so driven, and so hungry for more. And I think that's going to set us up for an awesome few years to come. I'm proud because there were so many moments this year that I stood in that purple dress more proud than I've ever been to represent this club, our fans, our members, and our sponsors. And I'll tell you a few reasons why that is. To start off with, and probably the biggest one for me, is that Netball Queensland and the Firebirds found our voice. We are willing to put our hand up, we're willing to influence, and we're willing to have an impact that's outside of just the netball community. And I think that's extremely exciting. We have the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Advisory Committee that has helped us with Indigenous Round, but also to inculcate Indigenous culture throughout our whole year. We had smoking ceremonies, we had conversations with elders. Rachel Sarah came in and spoke about our dress. It's been incredible to really, embrace it. And it's a really important step to continue to create, netball as an environment where we do have the only Indigenous player in the SSN. It's not a badge of honour, it's a responsibility. And as a club, we are breaking down barriers to try and help create that environment where it is welcoming and safe for everyone. So I think that's pretty incredible. Not only that is we had the very first Pride round. And for me, that's huge that we as a community are opening our arms to welcoming everyone in and making it a safe space as well. I had multiple people on social media tell me how grateful they were that we created that opportunity. I had the umpires come up to me in the middle of the warm-up and tell me on behalf of the umpires community to please thank Netball Queensland, thank the Firebirds, and tell me how grateful they were for this opportunity. So it's unreal. I think it's great. We're taking steps in the right direction there. This year we welcomed Bobby Buetta and Georgie Treloar into the fold for the first time. We've been able to see them grow up. We've been able to see Georgie take her first steps. Georgie's first birthday party. We've seen them take multiple COVID tests. And they're probably a bit more braver than Romelda in that sense. And it's been so amazing to see them grow in front of our eyes. It's really created a real family vibe. And the thing that I'm most proud of is seeing Rab and Gretz pave the way for future netballers coming through, future generations, and the way that this club has created an environment that can support them through that. So I'm extremely proud to wear the purple dress for that reason. I'm proud because for the first time in Firebirds history, we won the Battle of the Bruce. Oh, we were able to beat Sunny Coast twice, which hasn't happened in the whole history. So I'm extremely proud for the first time to be able to stand for our authority there, which is pretty amazing. I'm really proud of this group because when our backs were against the wall, we had a choice. And when you are 8 games into a season and you've only won 2 games, the option that's in front of you is a lot of teams will crumble and they'll lose their way. This group, united, we fought and we found a way, especially in the most confronting of circumstances when we were hitting the road to Melbourne. We didn't know where we were going. We didn't know how long we were going for, and we all rallied and we fought. And in the next period of time to win 4 out of 5 games, when our backs were against the wall, I think that's an incredible trait. In true Firebird style, that is what the Firebirds is all about. Finally, one of the biggest things that stood out to me about this group and that made me absolutely beaming with pride is that we absolutely needed every single person in our squad on the court, in our support staff off the court, to get ourselves to where we were by the end of this season. When we hit the road to Melbourne, we had to lose 2 of our assistant coaches in Katie and Claire. We had to lose our spiritual leader and our S&C coach, Brinley Abad. We lost our physios as well, so we had some rotation there. But what was amazing was how everyone rallied. We had Demelza, we had George, we had Shazza, we had Nick, who came in fresh from fresh from Vic, straight off the plane, got on our plane with just a day bag. We were there for 2 weeks. Nick had never met us before. So he joined our journey. All of you guys, and Mal as well, you just added so much passion, everything that we needed through that harder time to get us to another level. Amazing. One goes down, another stands up. From a netball perspective, the same thing happened. We needed our full squad of 15 to get through this season. As the season unfolded, we had Tipper, who very unfortunately got stuck in quarantine for 2 weeks. And you know what we saw? Mia stand up and have an impact on the team. We were absolutely shattered when Tara went down with her knee. But what do we see? Ruby and Rudy stand up, take their game to another level, and make sure we continued on the path that we were on. We saw Gemma go down with her calf. What did we see? Macy said, "Don't worry guys, I got this," and stepped up to another level and had a huge impact on the game. And then I thought I'd take a seat for a game. And we saw H.E. come on and just absolutely fire. It has been incredible to see our training partners, our squad of 15, go above and beyond what is required of them this year to make sure that they are ready, that they are absolutely fearless in every training session. We've got, I've already mentioned, but I'll go H.E., we've got Rue, Mace, Ruby, we've got, who have I missed there? Mia. Absolutely incredible. She's laughing in the background. Sorry, babe. The way that not only they've pushed us to another level, but the way that they've taken every opportunity that's come their way with 2 hands and taken themselves to another level for the love of the Firebirds has been absolutely incredible. And I think that really sums up what this group is all about. We are all in it together. We want to continue to improve and continue to be better. And that's why I am super excited for what's to come. But I'm so grateful that we've created this foundation, and I'm so proud of where we can go all together with our sponsors, with Netball Queensland, with the Firebirds as a whole. We can take this to a whole other level, and I'm super excited about it. So thank you very much, guys, and have a great night.
Here, some fantastic words. Thank you so much, Gabby, and our captain's speech, inspiring, and yes, fired up for 2022 already. So now we'd like to celebrate a couple of milestones, and they are some big ones too, let me tell you. Firstly, please congratulate Romelda Aiken for getting a COVID test. No, for who shot her 2000th National League goal, which is amazing. That was round 2 for those of you playing at home. And that was a massive, massive moment. And we're all so proud of you, Romelda. Well done. Second milestone of the season, round 7, when our very own Kimmy J reached that milestone of 50 national games. And we'd now like to call upon specialist coach, former Firebird, Katie Walker, to the stage to present a very special 50-game gift to Kimmy J for her achievements. So come on up, Kimmy J. Make a pathway, ladies and gentlemen. Lady in gold coming through. Thank you very much to both. Outstanding work. So now, as the journey gets a little closer towards discovering who is going to be the recipient of the Laura Geitz Medal for 2021. It is now time to check back on the voting for the highly sought-after medal. After the first 4 rounds of competition, Romelda Aiken is at the top of the leaderboard. But let's see where it stands after the Firebirds took on the Vixens, Sunshine Coast Lightning. We all know what happened there, and it was great. Fever and the Swifts. So that was rounds 5 through to 8. Let's go back and have a look.
Mantley is in the last Indigenous round last year up in Cairns.
Port, she goes back to Ravalian.
They were just struggling so much. It's Tara Hinchley.
Aiken wants the super shot. The double pump. Good. 4 from 4 in the regular goal. 2 from 2 from
What it takes to get down the court. Tara Hinchley, the umpire, that it was all hers as we see Tara Hinchley.
top of their game, manage it so well, and Hinchley again in control of the ball. Mundy straight to Vixen, trying to eat up time. Simpson, what can she do? Get down, they've got.
Deep into the pocket they go through Sherry, and they're looking for the
Jenna!
So well, you think a measure of this match is the Jenna on Wood matchup.
Yes, you're seeing that.
Gretel Buetta, it's always
It does, as we see beautiful vision there from Buetta, just
with a little bit of help from her friends, and there she is again. Moeni just out of shape, and once again miscommunication. Moeni out.
Riley Burns saying punch through the middle. The Firebirds game plan.
.au, make sure you
Jenna!
There's a moment.
Kim Ravalian, MVP last week in the Firebirds win over the Lightning, starts with the ball for the home team, and straight away as Ravalian getting her first goal assist of the match.
Great draw.
Well, the Firebirds battling to get the ball down court. Momo's had enough of it, and
A little bit stagnant for them. We can see here as Buetta comes
again in super shot range. She is a super shooter.
Just an amazing 3-3, but 91.5 for Aiken. So that suggests one thing, and that's
Weta, she's got to go for the super shot. She does. Now, where does she go? She goes across the court, puts Ravalian under. The crowd just getting behind their Firebirds team. Taking those shots.
2-on-1.
The matchup of the game is.
What do you think about that?
I think that, you know what, having young black girls myself, having
My on a wing attack. Really interested to see. Oh, that opened up. Yeah.
Thanks to Suncorp, and the money going to Netball Australia's Confident Girls.
So no changes for them to their front line. That's a good release from Aiken. Be their best. I've seen this season. I think we'll help her out. Kim Ravalian. Oh,
There's a sense of urgency from the Firebirds goal attack. We can. There's a split. It's all. Bruce was up very high, leading, I think, in best in the game.
this season. Oh, all the questions.
So to the leaderboard we go after rounds 5 through to 8. And Romelda Aiken still there, number 1, top of the charts. However, look who's rolling up there ever so closely. Kimmy Rav, number 2, Kimmy J. Tarzi at 4. Gretz moving in, always a fan favourite. And that's the top 5 at this stage. But as we always like to say, there's still plenty more to come as we get closer to unveiling our winner for 2021. It has now come to that time of the night, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome our head coach to give her review on the season and to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Megan Anderson.
Thank you. Before I start, I'd just like to also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Turrbal and Jagera people, and acknowledge Jem and Lisa here with us, and anyone online joining us today as well. Gabs and Demelza both stole a whole heap of my speech here tonight, so you'll be hearing everything twice, but we'll go with it anyway. It's certainly been a year to remember, 2021. I think everybody talks about 2020 and what a roller coaster that was. 2021 was probably just as bad and probably more unplanned, if we can say that. Before I start, though, there's a couple of people I'd like to thank, and that's our wonderful sponsors, and Demel's has already thanked all of these, but it was so good to welcome on a new principal partner in Horizon this year, and I was able to sit with a couple of the Horizon people at the grand final last weekend and really get to know them, and we're so grateful to have that support. And I think you saw the list on the screen earlier, and there was like, I don't know how many there was there, 20 or 30. Like, we've got Nissan, Mount Franklin, all of those great sponsors, Suncorp, and it really does take a village to raise a child, and the child being the Firebirds here tonight. So we are so grateful, and we just think we've got the best sponsors in the league. So we have loved having you on board again in 2021, and hopefully we can give you a cracker of a season in 2022. So we're looking forward to that. Secondly, I'd just like to give a big shout out to the Netball Queensland staff. So firstly, look at this venue, it's beautiful. You know, we had such a massive season, and we could always feel your love. There was always messages going around on the Teams chat and emails going around. We felt you in our heart when we were away and we weren't playing at Nissan, and that really spurred us on in all our away games. So I need to say a huge thank you to you guys. Also to our CEO, Catherine Clark. I'm not sure where she is, but she saved us at the very last minute from having to fly down to Adelaide with 3 hours notice, and then managed to get the whole rest of the season played at Nissan Arena. So that was probably the biggest moment that we just wanted to hug you and never let you go, because it was such a crazy, emotional, probably 48 hours, and we were so glad that we were staying at home. So we thank you very much for that. I'm sure, though, the events people at Nissan Arena weren't so thankful that another 17 games got lobbed on them in the last 48 hours before they had to present them. But look at what a great job everybody did putting on those games. So it was such a great treat to have those extra games at Nissan, and I know the members at home, there was a few games that they were locked out of, but to be able to go and see the rest of the season at Nissan was fantastic. So thank you to Netball Queensland, Catherine, and all the event staff that managed to get that season finished on time. It was no mean feat. So to this season, and as mentioned, we started off with a draw, the first of the season, under the new rules, and so we should have known then that it wasn't going to go very smoothly, but we were all hopeful back then. Our first round, as we've seen, it's actually quite good watching these because you don't get to see the final score. So the first 7 games, as we've talked about, we had 2 wins and 5 losses. Which wasn't a great way to start as the new head coach, I must admit. Everyone kept asking me if I was all right, but, I was more worried about the girls. But, 5 of our losses were within 10 points, and 3 of them were actually within 3. So we were this close, and there was all this potential bubbling, and we knew that it was there, but we just couldn't finish the games off and be consistent enough across the 60 minutes. To start our round 8, the second round, that was at the start of all the COVID uncertainty, and we were heading to Sydney. We didn't know if we were going to get stuck there. We didn't know if we were going. We weren't sure what was going on, and I think that really played a part in us turning up that day and probably putting in our worst performance of the season, to be honest. We were all really disappointed with that game, and we came home and had several big crisis meetings, I call them now, after that game, and it was the bye week. So we had 2 weeks to sit and stew on how disappointed we were with ourselves. But to be fair, we didn't sit there and stew on it. We actually had lots of meetings and figured out what we were going to do to get on the bus and finish off the season really strongly. And so we had these plans in place, and so in the bye week we were able to get in Romelda's Hens Night, which was a great way to shrug off the start of the season and go, yeah, let's relax. And we were lucky then. We didn't realise that it was probably the last little bit of freedom that we were going to have until the end of the season. So that was a great night for us there. Round 9 we had to go off to Melbourne, and that kind of started the end of our season, where we really took off and played really well. And I think that's the most thing that I'm proud of, as we have mentioned before, as Gab's mentioned, the fact that I think we left Brisbane with maybe 3 hours notice, I'm not sure. We've got 2 mothers in the group that had to pack up babies and families with 1 bag, mind you, per person. That was also a last minute call, and I was at home unloading suitcases, trying to fit everything in 1 bag. We have staff that, because of family commitments, couldn't make it. We have, Bryn and Katie and Claire, Sam and Kerry, our regular physios, They couldn't make it and they were devastated. Like, they were in tears because they couldn't come with us. And, we had so many people step up. We had Shaz, we had Georgia who stepped in, we had Mel from RHP. And we had all of these guys online 24/7 pretty much, like Zoom calls at all hours of the night and day, trying to get this season rolling and get the team going while we were down in Melbourne. And everybody just pitched in and we did such a great job. And we had really great wins against the Giants, Lightning, who else? Vixens and Thunderbirds in the last 6 rounds. So we were really on a roll. With all that COVID uncertainty, we also, we also had a few other things to deal with, as Gabby mentioned. So first of all, it was Tara's injury, which was devastating for us all, and then Tipper in quarantine, and then Romelda hurt her ankle in the Fever game. We had Gem's calf and Gab's Achilles. So I think, if we weren't in Queensland, we probably would have had, I think there were 2 games where we would have had 6 players on the court. So it just highlighted that our training partners just absolutely went above and beyond this year, and we're so grateful that they were able to step in. Mia and Ruby just gave up their lives for 2 weeks with no guarantee of court time to come down to Melbourne with us. And while we were away, we had Mia and Rue and Mace training with Claire and Katie back here at Nissan Arena, so they were keeping up the fort back here while we were gone. It was just an incredible performance, and from those training partners who don't earn much money from this, they just give themselves to us for the whole year, and I couldn't be more proud of the leadership and the maturity that those players showed us this year. I also didn't mention that we had Demelza sitting on the bench with me as assistant coach, so that was the highlight of the year for me. We were definite defender shooter, sitting there on the bench going, "You need to make this change. No, you need to make this change. What's going on here?" So back to our days of playing against each other on the court, where we had lots of little niggles. It was good. It was lots of fun. What am I up to? Just in those last 4 games, we had 4 of our training partners take the court. That's probably unprecedented, I think. So I'd just like to say congratulations to those players, and also to Ruby, who made her debut this year, which was fantastic. And not to mention, came out with a screaming intercept in the last game to secure that win for us. I'd also like to thank the performance team that were around me the whole year. I came on board quite late in December, and then again after quarantine in January, and a lot of us were new, so we really had to just muck in and get on and do things, and I think that we formed a really good bond this year. So for my coaches, Katie and Claire, everybody knows what incredible humans they are, and the girls are so lucky to have you both just in their corner, always pushing for them, and so passionate. So thank you guys for that. We're in our head of performance, Brinley, and sports scientist, Georgia. Your passion and your energy just continue to amaze us every week. And we've got Courtney and Ariel here as well, who stepped up all the time. They were punching bags to Romelda and hanging on things at training to get everyone through the session. So really appreciative of that. And Asha, our manager, who is leaving us, boo. She's actually going back to Sydney in lockdown. No idea what she's doing that for, but anyway, we're going to miss you so much, Asha. Thankfully, we can celebrate with you tonight. And we've got Justin, our PA, who he just thinks everything's so simple. You just have to do this and you'll win. And I'm like, okay, Justin, that sounds good. Thank you. I wish I could just click my fingers and that would happen. To our physios, Sam and Kerry and Mal, we certainly had you working this year, especially in the second half of the season. So we definitely couldn't do it without you, and we love that you are so passionate as well and wear those purple hearts on your sleeve. To our wellbeing group in Sharon, Alex, Alira and Pip, it's been a topsy-turvy year, and you guys, especially Shaz, who's new this year, you guys have made it all as smooth sailing as possible as it could be for us this year. So we couldn't do without you, Shaz. And last but not least, to the team. So what an amazing, talented group of girls that we have here. I forget who it said, but unpredictable, you know, like just spectacular. Everybody, before I even came here to the Firebirds, everybody talked about how spectacular it was to watch these girls play, and they're the most exciting team in the competition. And I definitely agree with that, having sat on the sideline close to them and watching all these replays. It's absolutely phenomenal what you guys do. So I just want to say a huge thank you to Gretz, Dids, Tips, Lars, Jem, Gabby, Rav, Tazi, Rudy, Kimmy J, and then Rue, Mia, H.E., Macy, and Ruby. You guys... I always forget to say who's starting the game after my pre-match speeches, so I had to get that one right tonight. I just thank you for representing the purple dress with such pride and passion, and I just feel really privileged to have been able to be your coach this year, so thank you very much. So just to finish off, 2021 was a year filled with lots of fun, laughter, tears, physical pain thanks to Bryn, stress, joy, lots of learning, private jets even twice, which was pretty fun, mountain biking stacks, which I don't know if anybody knows about those, but TikTok battles, MasterChef challenges, and you can probably know out of the coaching group and the players who won the TikTok battles and who won the MasterChef challenge. And just making lifelong friends. So it's been a fabulous year. What the new year brings us will depend a great deal on what we bring to the new year. So we're looking forward to bringing our great attitude, intent, passion, and our fierce desire to bring something special to 2022. Thank you.
Megan Addison, ladies and gentlemen, some wonderful words and a great insight for that first year as our head coach. And in fact, Megan, well, thank you for staying nearby, because we do have something that we need to get you to help us with. And that is, of course, acknowledging the players that make their debut in the purple dress. It's a wonderful moment, and it's been an honour to watch some of the players that are now key members of our playing group make those debuts throughout the time that I've been a part of the Firebirds, and it's such an honour to watch them and see them grow, and one that I'm sure that we will continue to watch for years to come is the one who we witnessed make that debut in round 9, if memory serves me correctly, against the Giants. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens as we acknowledge Ruby Bakewell-Doran!
Let's go, Ruby!
So you can hear Megan Anderson, the coach of the Firebirds. Here's the newcomer, Bakewell-Doran to Jenna.
12-11. Oh, yeah, well read. Well, Bakewell. And when they're out of the circle. Well, it was a good drive from Buck.
Wow. That speed, she keeps it in court. How did she do that? That was phenomenal.
How good was that? Absolutely sensational. Ruby Bakewell-Doran, make your way up, please. Special presentation from our head coach, Megan Addison.
Yeah, is this on? Some people just make those fabulous debuts, and Ruby was one of those. I did forget to do something before. I've just got a presentation for Asha here. So this is from all of us, Asha. We thank you so much for this year. You gave up your life and moved to Queensland with me. We were flatmates to start with before my family turned up. We had the best time staying at Norman Park together, and I'm going to miss you so much, and I know the girls will as well. And the boys as well. You've just been this beautiful beacon of smiling happiness with us this year, and we will miss you very much, but we know that you'll come and support us in purple when we get down to Sydney next year. So please come and grab this present. Oh, God.
Nice work. Round of applause for Asha, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now back to the leaderboard we go. It's time to have a little recap and see how we're looking. Rounds 9 to 12. Let's take a look.
Pulls it in over Hensley before knocking over to Price. And great.
Getting it within one goal there. They then lost.
Oh, very nice work there.
He finished it off for her. Oh, Kim Jenner, amazing.
Firebirds have come to play. Gretel!
And I think the uncertainty as well, what's going to happen in this.
Into play. Gretel Moetta. Where's the feet going to go? Oh, well, it's going to go straight to...
I mean, you have to give the Firebirds defence credit, as Gabby Simpson.
They're in the 40s. Here is Moetta. Their confidence, the word of Eric pass. And Tanya Hobbs took that time out early. What a pass.
High in the goal third. That's exactly what she needs to do because you know, remember.
Solid since she's come on. Moetta, we know. Again, Sterling going right up. How was the give and go there, though? And this time, now Tuan, who came on late. What a pass. What vision. And you can see she wants to get that ball close to the post. Brilliantly done.
As we said, particularly after Wood and, well, massive rebound.
Much better play out from defence for the Lightning. And Kim Rebellion just picked a stat, don't we? Here's this late challenge of Moetta in super shot range.
Particularly a holding shooter like a Romelda Aiken, Gabby Simpson, Bushy.
Oh, Moetta with the high release and the 1-2.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the year before this one, it was...
Beautiful shot, Peace Prascovia, 9 from 10 at 90%. Who does she go to? Well, her old mate in Romelda Aiken.
We'll be hoping that they are another team that can win against this.
Dunkley on the drive, just...
These two sides, beautiful work. Kim Rebellion.
Points already, so...
Rudy Ellis.
Travelling beautifully. She's been successful in the game so far. Ellis gets up, brings the ball down, but does love the super shot.
There you go, Courtney Bruce just circle. Kimberly Jenner just dropping back and it's paid off.
Yeah, Kim Jenner to play. Third quarter, and Kim Jenner comes to Dunkley. Aiken by herself under the post. The big pass from Dunkley and the big finish from Aiken.
Alrighty, to the leaderboard we go. How are things looking now? Romelda still top of the charts. What a run this is. Kimmy Rav, 3 points behind the Gretel Moetta show. And wasn't it just amazing? Some of the highlights we saw there. Moving up nicely as well. And Kimmy J and Tazi rounding up the top 5 as we get a little closer to unveiling our winner for 2021. Into some of the big awards. And yet again, for those of you at home, hello, you going good? How was dinner? Great. They delivered the pizzas. Beautiful. Good stuff. Excellent. We're having a wonderful time here and we are getting into the nitty-gritty of the night now as our Queensland Firebirds members are, as we always say, a highly valued part of the Queensland Firebirds community and part of our purple family, unsung heroes, some would say. The team often refer to them as the 11th player, and collectively you are an incredible 11th player. So thank you so much for what you do and what you provide each and every game. The Firebirds Members Player of the Year Award is brought to you by AV Jennings. We thank AV Jennings for their support in 2021. And is voted by our purple family, that being our season members, for their favourite player of the season. I'd like to welcome back Demelza Fellows to the stage to present the Queensland Firebirds Members Player of the Year Award on behalf of our 2021 members.
Don't drop it, girl. If I have to do this again next year, Brittany, I need to do some gym beforehand. Okay. Just like the Oscars, this. Ooh. And the winner of the 2021 Queensland Firebirds Members Player of the Year, thank you, Purple Family, is Kimberly Ravalian.
Kimmy Rav, well done. Note to self, don't stand close to the fireworks thingy. Struth. It's almost MC down for the night. Let's move along. Anyone was about to get super sub then, let me tell you. The next award brought to you by our wonderful friends and the amazing team at Suncorp, and it was great to see Suncorp announce that they will continue to be the principal partner, the head of Suncorp Super Netball moving forward, so we're absolutely stoked about that. And I thank them as well, being that they've owned me for the last 20 years with a home loan. So thank you, Suncorp. It was introduced in 2006, Queensland Firebirds Spirit Award. Now, this is decided by the Firebirds management, the head honchos, for the player who has shown dedication to the team and program whilst displaying a fantastic attitude and, most importantly, a sense of fun. It's what it's all about, having a great time. We've seen some really good lighthearted moments throughout the season as well. Romelda, that one of running off into the corner of Nissan Arena. We'll never forget that. That was top shelf gear. Thank you, Romelda. It was gold. So now we'd like to welcome the man who is highly respected most days except for on training days, where I'm sure there are moments when Bryn is described in all sorts of colourful ways. But he is the head of physical performance. That is one big title. Bryn Leobad to the stage. Please come forward, my good friend. The 2021 Queensland Firebirds Spirit Award, presented by Suncorp.
The 2021 Spirit Award goes to Lara Dunkley.
Lara declining the offer for a speech. Damn. You can come back if you want. No? Okay, that's all good. Okay, no worries. Congratulations to Lara. And now, moving on to the Players Player of the Year Award. We'd like to welcome head coach Megan Anderson to the stage once again to present the Players Player Award. This is brought to you by the University of Queensland, who've delivered some cracking timeouts over the last year or two. We thank you very much for your partnership, University of Queensland family. The Players Player of the Year is voted by the Queensland Firebirds team for the player they acknowledge has contributed to the team both on and off the court. The recipient of this award possesses qualities such as professionalism, leadership, commitment, and persistence. So, Coach, if you would do the honours, please.
Okay, these are quite heavy, aren't they? Don't want to break it. Okay, the University of Queensland Firebirds Players Player of the Year is Kimmy Rav. Make me forget that I'm the best lover.
Dangerous giving me the mic. I think it's so special getting this award. I truly love all you girls, and I really appreciate getting voted by you guys to be Players Player. So it's super special, and I just can't wait for next year. So finishing 5th doesn't sit well with me, but I'm just excited for what's ahead, and I seriously love you all, and I just can't wait for what's ahead. So thank you.
Kim Ravallian, ladies and gentlemen, one of the fittest human beings on the planet and a worthy recipient of that amazing Players Player of the Year award. All right, turn the page. It's business time, ladies and gentlemen. The Laura Geitz Medal, Queensland Firebirds MVP Award. So the final stages. And we're about to, I guess, close in and see where we're at, how close we are, and how these final couple of rounds may shift how we go in awarding this award for 2021. We do want to say a massive thank you to Legasic, who, as we saw earlier on at the start of the night, put incredible professionalism and attention to detail to this beautiful award. And we do thank them very much for their involvement with the Queensland Firebirds. Wonderful partner. We thank you so much. So if we could welcome to the stage Queensland Firebirds CEO Catherine Clark to present this very prestigious award on behalf of Laura Geitz. And let's also get a refresher on where the votes currently sit after the first 12 rounds. So Romelda's out in front, 3-point lead. As you can see, 35-32, Kimmy Rav, ever so close. Gretz at 3, Kimmy J 4, Tazi at 5. So now the final 2 rounds we need to have a little look at and see if this is going to make a big difference or not. So ladies and gentlemen, the final 2 rounds of the season. Let's take a look.
Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't feel this good in a while. They want us to send me down. Can you hear me now?
Straight to the post. This is on Tuesday night, so there's definite fatigue. Not everyone gets up. Going to exploit it with her athleticism. Oh, big rebound from Twondo over the back of Mentor. Oh, well, she threw one. Drop, yeah, beautiful pass. Yeah, beautiful. Out. Oh, well, it was going to come at some stage. She's been well, that's footwork from him. To see the structure's a bit out, the timing and things. Oh, really? Yes! That was the one thing she hadn't done tonight. That got off obstruction. Yeah. Oh, Vinny! The big one off the head. Oh! There's your turnovers. Well, they're happy to Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Yeah, another good long ball, and again, vision straight to the... Such a smart player. And different to what she had the other night, another good feed from Ravalian. Ravalian, just eyes for the circle. Well, you... Oh, whoa, that was a huge fan, so big. Does not know what she's going to do with the ball when she steps. Yeah, good walk across the circle. Smart play from Vaweta. She sat that... out of the circle. Well, it was a good drive from Barton. Suncorp super shot time. Super shot zone. Now we're 2 points. Oh my goodness, Kim Jenner. That's what I'm talking about, Kath. 12-11. Oh yeah, well read. Well, Maple penalties. That speed, she keeps it in court. How did she do that? That was phenomenal.
Shans, can I just ask you guys, I'm going to go off script for a second because it's been an extraordinary year. And it's my pleasure to announce the Laura Geitz Medal winner to an individual. But we play team sport and we know that no one individual wins. It's the team behind the team. So I'm going to ask you to raise your glasses. I'll ask everyone at home, I have no doubt with the last 2 years we've been through, you'll be in the same position, that we're not standing here, we don't complete seasons, we don't go through what we've been through without wonderful people to support us. Queensland Firebirds is a family club, and I know that we're standing here tonight because of the people like Peyton who support and walk around with Bobby, Nico, obviously at home. You know, for Ravi, we've got Adam, all that he's doing, and please, Brianna, forgive me, but Adam, good luck tonight. I can see Grant, we've got Luke, we've got Mark, our coaches, everyone's got their partners. Okay, I've got my family, my 2 little boys, Magnus and Hardy, and my big little boy, Chris, Shaz and all the NQ staff. We can't ever achieve our potential or do what we do without the support partners that we have behind us. So raise our glasses home and here to our support crew. Cheers. I should have added to that the wonderful Sina, whose daughter is receiving all of the awards tonight and who I see with the pram all the time. Welcome back to the club. Okay, so the award of the evening. The winner of the 2021 Laura Geitz Medal for the most valuable player is Kim Rebellion.
Wow. I didn't. Thank you so much for letting me come back. I've always had a Purple heart, and it just feels like home being back in Queensland, so I thank you for making it feel like that. To the girls, this award, I'm only as good as the people around me, so thank you so much for supporting me. I know Adam hasn't been here very much, but I know he's encouraged me to chase my dreams and continue to play netball, so I thank him, and obviously the support staff and the team behind the team. I wouldn't be able to be in the condition that I am and perform the way that I have this year if it wasn't for you guys. And Bryn, I'm looking at you. And Shazzy and George and Ash. To the girls, you've made it so much fun, and I think the one thing that I got out of this year is having to enjoy netball again. I hadn't enjoyed it for a while now, and I literally found the love for the game again, so I thank you guys so much. And to my mum, I wouldn't be able to play the game that I love if it wasn't for Mum looking after my daughter, and I know she's not here, but I love her very much, and I wouldn't be playing the game that I love if it wasn't for her. So thank you so much, and this award means so much to me, and I guess here's to 2022, so let's rise up. Thanks.
So well deserved, ladies and gentlemen, Kim Rebellion! Oh, thank you. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to propose a toast to the Queensland Firebirds 2021 Laura Geitz medal winner. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, to Kim Rebellion! Which I think means I'm allowed to have a sneaky sip. You little pearler. Excellent. Well, there we go. We're done and dusted. I'm not sure if you noticed this, ladies and gentlemen, but the Story Bridge is purple tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And you've got to love when one of the greatest landmarks of the city that we love turns its lights to celebrate the greatest team that we have in this city. And that is the Queensland Firebirds, and we love them all. So thank you so much to everybody that's enjoyed this at home. We trust that we'll see you back in 2022. We thank you so much for your support and being there for us, both on and off the court throughout what has been an incredible year. So once again, on behalf of Netball Queensland, the Queensland Firebirds, we would like to thank our valuable sponsors for contributing to the evening. A massive thank you to everybody that's been a part of it in turning up to a game in 2021, a volunteer, a mum or dad's taxi, anyone who's played that incredible unsung hero role. We thank you so much. Very importantly, stay tuned to your emails next week as we will announce a date for our post-season get-together. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And we look forward to seeing you back at Nissan Arena in 2022 when one more time we will get behind our Queensland Firebirds. Good night.